5 lives then. Around the streets of Monte Carlo. Wind them up and let them go. A pretty decent start by the Sauber. Wycombe's has done a pretty good run as well. Looks like he's trying to get 3 wide heading into Sandevot. Oh, did someone lose it from wing there? Oh, look at the fighting going on. So trying to come up the hill through Beaurivage into Massenet for the first time of asking. Look how close everybody is. Because, yeah, you imagine that. Oh, my goodness me, look at that. Isaac Price trying to get the inside of Mirabeau. And that's trouble then for Wycombe. He has lost that position. I mean, you do have to be very, very bullish trying to get around the circuit. But wow, my goodness me.
Oh, and was that Wycombe's in the Mercedes having, 5-second stop-go penalty for corner cutting? I think he may have picked up some damage, some fairly significant damage when Isaac made that overtake into Mirabeau. Isaac clearly is not feeling too much damage as he's right onto the back of the Sauber of F15 Tornado as they head on to start the second lap. And my goodness, Isaac is pushing that Sauber through Casino. That is incredible stuff. Again, through Mirabeau, down towards the Grand Hotel hairpin. Extremely close between this Sauber and Force India. And again, a super soft runner setting fastest lap. And it is Wycombe's, who I was just mentioning earlier, who had that horrific first lap.
That Ferrari of V6 Racing is really honing in on these two. So I wouldn't be at all surprised to see this party get another attendee. There he is. And now Isaac is no longer wanting to sit behind the Sauber. He's chosen to come in. V6 Racing continues in that third spot. So
Tornado, I think, might lose the net lead to this man here. G2 Isaac in the Force India. He's going to come out around the outside and he shoots straight past. He had the outright pace over the Sauber driver, it really seemed, while he was on the back of him. So I'm very surprised that Tornado allowed that undercut to happen because I really think Isaac is going to walk away with it now. Well, that's a big slide for Kyle Mitchell in the Haas. That certainly looked like a big slide anyway. He's getting practically pushed by the Renault of Olli Pakala. And now Kowalski has fed out right into this with the freshest tires out of all 4 of them, worth pointing out. But this is, unfortunately for these guys, the battle for 4th position, which would not get you into the pro draft. Olli Pakala right onto the back of the Haas, though, in the Renault. He wasn't able to squeeze by at the Nouvelle chicane. It looked like he might have a look, but now Wycombe's is actually looking like the one that's most on the attack as they make their way through Tabac and through the swimming pool section at high speed. Lovely shots of these cars making their way through the twisty streets of Monte Carlo. And let's see into turn 1. Here comes the Ferrari actually feeding out. That's V6 Racing who gets very close to the Renault. A bit of contact between the two of them, a bit more argy-bargy. The Ferrari's going to have to go around the outside of Massenet. Can he make that work? No, he hits the barrier. Carbon fiber is lost. The Renault and the Mercedes clashing a little bit there too. Very, very close racing and quite a few contact moments there too. Oh, and that is McLaren. Oh no, Kowalski puts Wycombe's into the barrier at the entrance of Mirabeau, and that is the last thing that Wycombe's wanted to see happen in this race. That is shocking stuff. Now Olli Pakala is involved in a battle for the podium positions. No sooner was I saying that all of those guys were battling for 4th, suddenly it becomes 3rd. And now V6 Racing finds himself in that really difficult spot. Kyle Mitchell as well, too, now finds himself in 2nd position. So this is shaken up very interestingly as we get into the second half of this race. Penalties are really starting to come in, and Kowalski pits. Actually, Mr. Skullmetal now picking up a 3-second time penalty as well. So these guys got to be careful. Oh, goodness me! That is the front left wheel of the Ferrari has been surgically removed by V6 Racing, and that has dropped him out of 3rd position. That's promoted Olli Pakala into 3rd. Tornado is now up into 4th, but again with a penalty.
And we lost Mr. Skullmetal as well. He's retired from the session. 8 cars now remain. Of course, puts Wycombe's and Matt up a couple of positions, but on they press then. That puts Olli Pakala up into that all-crucial 3rd spot.
Your difference. Oh, and that's KJ Gamer getting past Tornado. Tornado didn't really seem to fight that too much. So I think he might be at a point where he may just kind of be going around because that seemed surprisingly easy for the Toro Rosso of KJ Gamer.
Well, either that or you... And there he goes. So he has decided to call it a day.
Now, Wycombe's is less than half a second away from 4th position. Again, This is a man that was, I believe, down to last position. It's really not gone his way, and it's through no fault of his own, and he hasn't given up. Now, Wycombe's isn't through to the pro draft yet, but if he does go through to the pro draft, this is the kind of drive that gets you noticed by teams, I think.
Oh, completely. And if he was promoted into the pro draft with a drive like this, I think he would be absolutely, I mean, he'd be happy. And look at that. A little bit wide by KJ Gamer. And Wycombs knew he had the grip in the tyres and threw it into the apex of Raskas. Very, very nice. And look at that. He's at 1.3 seconds before they've even gone through Sandoval. Wycombs is a man possessed at the moment.
Monaco has been even more brutal and ruthless than I expected, if I'm honest. Isaac is already on to lap 18. Kyle Mitchell and Ollie Pakula will start that lap now. So just under 3 laps to go for these drivers.
Here is the race leader. He's going to be the race winner. Here he comes. Isaac with a dominating performance. Crosses the line to take the Monaco Grand Prix by nearly 18 seconds.